whatever you want to, because how she wants the fish, she can't get it any other way. The women can be able to just come to Rio Fish and buy fish. No one is asking you for anything other than the money for the fish. And then also the fact that we have women here who are working and being seen as managers. So the women look up to them. Those are mentors for them. And they see that we can actually do this thing. And then also coupled with the fact that we are giving you access to finance. You can be able to grow your business, and we support you with training. So you're having a viable business and you have access to funding and it can grow. Now, aquaculture, if done correctly, will boost the fish production. So it is very important for our community to embrace sustainable aquaculture. And at Rio Fish, what we do is that we engage in aquaculture on the lake. What we do, we rely on data and sensors. We're actually developing a mobile app, so you have proper records management and record keeping, so that you know how much fish you have, how much fish you're feeding, given that feeds are 70% of your production cost. And then also you're not fertilizing the lake, but you're not harming the environment, because as the lake is, it's not a renewable resource. It's something that you need to take care of as it is. So we're really encouraging the farmers we work with to rely on data as opposed to just the rudimentary farming we've been seeing, so they can be able to evade climate change, which is, it's there, it's not going anywhere. My future plans are centered around Rio Fish and this community, and I see Rio Fish being one of the major players in the fish value chain within the next 5 years. We're a big player now. I want us to be one of the major players.
Does opera have a new role to play? Swiss director Milo Rau uses his latest production to draw attention to ongoing exploitation in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Geneva, a hub of global finance and trade. And here in the illustrious Grand Théâtre de Genève, a bold opera set in the Democratic Republic of Congo has just premiered. It centres around an accident that took place 5 years ago with a truck containing sulfuric acid. It claimed the lives of 20 villagers and seriously injured others. The Swiss giant Glencore, that uses the acid to extract cobalt from mines, paid just $250 in compensation for each child killed. Justice is the title of the opera, composed by Hector Parra and directed by Milo Rau. The emotional theatre piece is a requiem to the victims. How did the idea come about to write an opera about a traffic accident? To tell a universal story, you have to take something very small, look very closely, and then the world opens up. This accident involves a truck transporting acid that crashes into a minibus in a marketplace in the largest mining region in the world. And then 20 people die very slowly and cruelly. It's a major ontological crime. And also it's a Swiss company that's responsible. That's a fact. It happened 5 years ago. I know the lawyers, the victims, the bereaved. So it's a mixture of things, a crossroads that reveals how this world is. Milo Rau presents this world with the help of a large orchestra and Congolese artists. Alongside the wreckage of the truck and its victims, the stage in Geneva features video testimonies from those affected. The opera is a deeply emotional piece, both for the audience and the people involved, like countertenor Serge Kakuji, who himself comes from the DRC. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined playing a role in an opera set in my homeland in Africa. Serge Kakuji sings from a place of experience. He worked in the cobalt mines himself and lends his brilliant voice to one of the victims, who he even visited in the DRC and sang the arias to.
Rao proposed this subject, and he proposed this part of Congo Tribunal, of course, and I immediately said yes, no doubt. The lyricism I imagined at the first minute of this proposition really took me.
Perhaps never before has there been so much real-world suffering on an opera stage, as in this portrayal of a great capitalist misfortune. And for Milo Rau, it was essential that the narrative be decolonised. I realised that I couldn't tell this story because I didn't have the words. I can think of a storyline, I know the case, I can stage it, but I'm the Swiss side of the whole thing. How does a priest speak? How does a mother who's lost her child sing? People often write about Africa from a European perspective. And that was interesting for me, as a Congolese, as a black person, to write about Africa, about Congo.
They are fighting, the artists, singers, actors also, are fighting for something that goes beyond the opera, beyond the frame. Yeah, they are fighting for our dignity.
The opera Justice attempts to show the world as it is, without accusation, but so far also without any actual justice. So, does Milo Rau want to save or destroy opera? Sadly, that's probably pretty much one and the same thing at the moment. I don't want to destroy this place where these people with this incredible talent come together and have the opportunity to do this. But I would like to destroy the fact that what we're doing is an exception and almost a utopia. It's like a kind of dream. And Serge even says at the beginning of the piece, maybe someone will pinch me now and I'll wake up and be back in the mine. And none of that is actually true.
Peut-être je me réveille, je me retrouve dans une mine au Katanga, là où j'ai travaillé pendant les vacances scolaires.
We met in the kids' hub. We were sitting nearby and just started talking to each other.
I was looking in my class and thinking who can be my friend. Then I sit near to Dennis and we started talking. We have so much the same hobbies. Now we are good friends.
I love history and Max also loves history. We are playing the video games and we both of us like tennis, like ping pong. I appreciate in Max that he's friendly, kind and we can understand each other.
I think that Dennis is the best people who I can trust. I can trust him.
We'll be friends even after we go in different places.
Maybe then when we will go back to Ukraine, we will meet sometimes in Kiev, Polotsk, or somewhere else.
The hub helped us to be friends.
The hub is a place of starting our friendship.
It's probably the most important thing. Without it, we wouldn't meet each other.
Это уже 4-я школа. Я очень переживаю из-за того, что новые одноклассники. Надеюсь, что я здесь смогу дотянуть до 9 класса и наконец-то окончить школу. Поначалу мне было сложно нормально выучить чешский язык. В школе я вообще ни с кем почти не общалась, но потом уже как-то само пошло. Почти со всеми подружилась в конце года. А насчет учебы в Украине, я себя здесь просто не чувствую в безопасности, особенно эти бомбежки все время спать не дают. Я мечтаю, стать астрономом.